Hello and namaste to everyone joining us today from around the globe. This is me, Jesse Shuman Krishna Shrestha, 2019-2020 JCI APDC Development Officer appointed for Sri Lanka and Laos from Nepal. I'm pleased to welcome you today in APDC Connects Together Future Forward. Please keep streaming to www.jcipdc.com and our Facebook official page for exciting content. It's live. Today we have very special guest, a speaker, and to discuss and talk EQ It's IQ, Undarkh Antargera, 2020 JCI Mongolia Development Council officer and trainer from JCI Mongolia. Now let I take the opportunity to introduce our guest. She's very dynamic, she's very bold, and she's very helpful. Today's trainer, Undarkh Antargera. Before handing over the floor to the speaker, I would request all the JCS viewer, if you have any question, please drop your queries in the chat box or in Facebook Live. So now I'm handing the floor to our today's trainer. The floor to you, Undarkh.
Thank you so much, Someone, for the great introduction. Kind of too much for myself at this moment. Now, hello, everyone. Welcome back to the JCI Mongolia Academy session, EQ Eats IQ. Before we start, I would like all of you to open your cameras, videos. Until then, we cannot start our session today. Now, welcome Yogesh. Once more, CP Romana, please. Welcome Nazrul. Mugi.
Yeah, I request everyone to please open the camera so our trainer can interact with you all. Is that okay, Undarkh?
Yes, it's okay. Are there? Is this? Sorry for my pronunciation. Okay, then shall we start now? Are you ready? Those who have not switched the videos, I am not sure if you're ready. That's why this request was okay. So shall we start? Oh, yes, you have no voices. Yes, you can knock your heads. Okay, shall we start? Great. Then I am sharing my screen now. For the moment, then we need your videos back then, okay? I have an apple. I have a what? What is this? This is not Picotaro. Hello, everyone, again. My name is Undra. I am an internationally certified trainer from JCI Mongolia Academy and also a trainer from JCI Mongolia Development Council. As for the profession, I'm a psychologist and a graphologist, as known as the handwriting analyst, and have established the one and only Graphology Institute of Mongolia in here after I have been in Europe for 16 years and back to Mongolia 5 years. And ever since I'm a JCI member of JCI Mongolia, respectively. You may wonder, why am I telling you all this? As this is the first time we meet each other, you may want to know who you spend this 1 hour from now on, right, with our session. Now, today I'm here with you to share my 20-year experience in psychology, being a PhD candidate in psychology and the studies that have been running during this period of my research, especially regarding the correlation between EQ and IQ and how EQ eats IQ when it comes to business matters. I am sure you're all quite educated in terms of handling your emotions. But there is one thing that I would like to take you away from this session. The one most important thing. Hold on a second. Yes, now, before we move on, let us agree on our grand rules again. First of all, when I ask you, please switch on your videos so that we could see your reactions and your moves, okay? Now, please be as active as you can for your own sake. I am not sure if you have heard about the learning pyramid, or as we know it, the cone of experience defined by Edgar Dale, in which it says, unless you participate actively, the probability of getting something from this session would be 50%. Only if you are, again, participating actively. And of course, there would be a reward for your active participation by the end of the session, okay? And for our session today, our fellow trainer from JCI Mongolia, Mugi, and the APTC officer from Mongolia, Temi, are also assisting our session today, okay? And finally, if you would have any questions during the session, please keep it by the end, or please leave it on the chat box in the comment. And by the end, there would be, if we would have time, there would be a Q&A part in the end of the session, okay? As for this particular course, this is one of our main courses of Morphologists of Mongolia, held in multiple languages. So today, it has been specifically designed for this APTC event. This course is 2 hours long, but I tried to shorten it into 1 hour for you, okay? And FYI, this course has been chosen for the 2019 JCI World Congress. Those of you who have been in Estonia last year would remember from the program the title of this course. So you ready again? I see Suman's video only, so let us be as active as you can, okay? Now, let me start with a simple question. I have an apple here, and I have a chocolate here. Can you see the chocolate and apple? Now, if I'd offer you this snack free a week later, one would you choose? Now, at this moment, I would like to stop my screen and see all your faces. All of you faces. I have apple and chocolate. I would give you a week later. I'd give you both of them, but you have to choose one of them. Which one would you choose if I give you a week later? As we have no comments and no voices, then please raise your hands if you choose an apple a week later. Apple. No apple. Okay, this means chocolate. Okay, apple. Okay, apple. I cannot see your names. Yes, Ashim apple, Suman apple, Romana chocolate. Others? Great. Yes, Nazrul is apple. Okay. Then I would ask you this way again. What would you choose if I give you one of them right now? Again, let's start then with chocolate. Chocolate right now. Who would get chocolate right now? Okay. Romana again, no. Yogesh. The percentage of choosing apple has choosing chocolate has increased. When I say I give it to you now, why? What do you think? Well, what happened with your choice when I offered you a week later? Okay, then now thank you for your participation. We will have a lot more activations today, so please leave your cameras on, okay? And now I'm coming back to my slide again. Yes, I see your videos, so please be open on your videos too. Okay, then these 2 questions that I have just asked you have been experimented in real life. What the results are showing is that 50% of the participants have chosen apple, given the choice a week later, while given the choice of now, only 2 out of 10 people have chosen apples. Now, in our case, our CP Romana has been knocked into both of them. which means she is not choosing none of them, or it's yes, right? Or it's Bangladesh, it's also yes. So no offense, but I have some. Romana, is it yes? Okay, then Romana chose, CP Romana chose both of them. Okay, great. Then now, why do you think this choice happens? Have you ever heard about the marshmallow experiment? You know the marshmallow, right? It is a very common, quite common dessert among the U.S. Kids in the Americas. Now, remember the one and most important thing I would love you to take away from this session. Now let us check very quickly what this marshmallow experiment is about. Since this video is 4 minutes and 44 seconds, we will skip this video time to time, okay? Yeah, so now our fellow trainer Mogi will help us to play this video. Mogi, are you ready?
She'll give you two. She still won't give you two because you ate it. So over. And I didn't eat a single bite. So don't show her, okay?
I'll bring back two for you, okay? How you doing, Sam? Good. Good. Okay, well, I'm gonna go and I haven't found marshmallows yet, so I'm gonna look for some more. But you stay here, and if you haven't eaten that one, I'll bring you back another one. Okay? I'll be right back.
Wait. You're eating, not waiting for her to get back.
Oh, what happened?
She ate her.
Oh, okay.
Thank you, Mugi. Now, what have you experienced in this video? What were the reactions of these kids in this video? Someone can raise hand, and our co-host will open your mix. Okay. Let us hear one feeling or one opinion on what was your finding. Okay, well, okay, who was it? Arshad? Okay, then I'm coming back to my slides if there is no one who is willing to speak. Now, this original experiment was called the Stanford Marshmallow Test, conducted in 1972 by the professor of Stanford University, aiming to show what is the most important thing to handle our emotions, and which is the one thing that you would be taken away from this by the end of the session, okay? Why was this test has been conducted? Now, today, there are thousands of EQ measuring tests all over the world, online and even free. But you know what? Of course, you can spend your precious time and money to look at all of those tests, your choice. But until the moment you understand this one important tool, the marshmallow experiment wanted to tell us, you will waste your time and money instead of really spending your time to finding your true self. According to the world leading researchers in the field, this marshmallow test experiment is the only definition of EQ, of what EQ is. Now, we all were kids, right? Maybe you are having kids, but we ourselves were kids at some point. We are not born as adults, and as we know, a child's brain development continues within the first three years. Okay, so it's not that we have our issues in handling emotions while we were 20s, in 30s, or even in 40s. We have this born potential to handle our emotions. Now, coming back to the results of our experiment. These kids were all, how many, what do you think, what was the age of these kids? The brain development goes from 0 to 3. How old were these kids? They were 4 years old, meaning that they have already developed brain functions. Now, as you could see in the video, there was a choice for each kid to have one marshmallow at a time now, or to wait 15 minutes and get 2 marshmallows, right? And what happened 15 minutes later? Could you see the reactions on the faces of these kids? Some of them have ate it already, but few could wait. Now, as the results show, 1 in 4 kids, could wait. What happened yes, 1 in 4. What happened? And what happened to this one out of 4 kids? 17 years later, the researchers, the same researchers team, has visited these kids who could wait. And surprisingly, what they have seen is that they could successfully graduate from their college and went on with their lives well. While those who could not wait, they were, the dropouts from the college and lived not so well, started their lives not so well. So what is the message of this experiment? Now, at this point, I would like you to write in comment section, what did you think was the message of this marshmallow experiment test? In comments, please. No need to think, no time for thinking. Write in the comments in chat section, please. Equality, yes. Else, what did you think was the message of this marshmallow test? Now I switched on my light. It's getting darker here in Mongolia. It's 6 o'clock. Now, meanwhile, I don't see any comments. So out of how many participants do we have now? Out of 16, we have one person who understood. Discipline. Yes. More. What did you understand from the experiment? More. Is there anyone writing, or is that the end? Okay, then the equality and discipline switches to what? To patience, right? EQ, it's IQ. Thank you, Tammy. Equality and discipline switches back to patience. Patience switches to what? To resilience. The resilience was the message of this test experiment, okay? Resilience to say no to attempting triggers that might come out in our everyday life. Let's see an example. In the case we started our session today, apple and chocolate. Apple was what? Healthy choice, while chocolate was what? Chocolate. Although it is black, it is still considered as unhealthy lifestyle, okay? And these options, so to say, has been proven. Now these options refer not only to food, but to all our everyday life. Okay, let's say, shall I go home immediately after work? Home, or considering your family is waiting, or you go to drinks with your friends you met on the way to your home, or what do you do then? Go home or go with friends, or gym in the morning or continue to sleep again? What do you do? This simple. This very skill, the resilience, so to say, has been proved by the Stanford University professors as the one and only tool to manage our emotions, your emotions. And this is the key takeaway from our session today, as you recall, okay? So shall we continue? You want to know, now you know the tool. Do you know how to make this tool? Shall we continue? Okay, someone says yes, so we go on. Yes, thank you, Temi, and thank you, Yogesh. Now I see all your comments and your faces too, although our CP Romana has switched off her camera. Anyway, let's move on then. What are these numbers are saying you see on the slide? 100 million? Well, as of yesterday, the world population has increased to 7 billion, almost 800 people, out of which 100 million people may need to be reskilled. In other words, they need to gain some other skills, some new skills. What skills? Why? You know, the robots are here. So what is the only skill that robots cannot do? The only skill that robots cannot do. Please feel free to answer while I am talking to you. Please feel free to write in the comments in chat section, okay? What is the only skill that robots cannot do? Comments, please. Or answers in the chat. Robots, I'm sorry, it's I guess it's my pronunciation. You know the robots? Yes, robot. Thank you, that's true. Emotion, right? Think on their own, right? What else? What is emotion? Feelings, right? What else? What do we do with feelings? To love, yes, to manage our feelings. In other words, robots cannot do, right? Cry, feelings, great. Robots cannot do the EQ, right? EQ is emotional intelligence. Now, let us continue to brainstorm on this section. Please write keywords for EQ. When you hear this word EQ, emotional intelligence, what comes to your mind first? You do not have to. You do not need time to think about that. EQ. What comes to your mind? Holding emotions. Yes. Thank you, Timmy. Else, emotional intelligence. Yes. Else, managing emotions. Yes. Else, controlling emotions. Yes. Great. Thank you, Mugi, our fellow trainer. Now you could all write your comments on the whiteboard so we could all see in one place, right? Control or manage emotions. What is EQ for you? when someone says to you EQ, what comes to your mind first? No need to think EQ. Else, EQ was what were the feelings, handling your emotions, right? What else? Crying, feeling. Yes. Loving, yes, great. Thank you, Mugi. Now coming back, let's come back to for EQ. Do you think there is a connection between mind and EQ? No. When we say this EQ, I am sure there was deep inside you wanted to say also mindfulness, mind, right? Full of mindness. Now, when you say some of you maybe are practicing mindfulness, but in other way. For example, when you hear the word mindfulness, you might be imagining a yogi, right? Yogi in the Himalayas. I am sure, as someone introduced in the beginning of the session, that you have high mountains, Himalayas or Everest, right? When we hear the word mindfulness or mindful person, we think about the yogis who practice yoga in the Himalayas, right? But in psychology, we use mindfulness too. In psychology, mindfulness is considered as a skill to be in the moment right now, meaning an ability to manage your emotions depends on this time they matter, which again, what switches to our marshmallow test experience, what? Patience and resilience, right? Because mindfulness is not difficult. We just need to remember, or perhaps maybe for the area of Bhutan, Nepal, and Bangladesh and India, we need to understand that this is mindfulness could be very easily switched to EQ, to emotional intelligence, to how to handle your emotions, right? Now, in order to understand EQ, we need to understand IQ too, or we need to talk about IQ, okay? I know it's absolutely not new topic for all of you, the IQ topic, but anyway, let us brainstorm again on IQ, okay? So the same story, let's write in chat very quickly, no need to think. Let's brainstorm in comment section. Let's see, what do you think, what IQ is for you? Yes, on the whiteboard, thank you, Rudy. On the whiteboard, IQ, great. IQ, what IQ stands for, what IQ is for you. We have 1 minute for this activity, so no need to think. Please write down as fast as you can. IQ. What is IQ? We don't know what is IQ? Oh, then we could have big trouble here. What is IQ for you? Intelligence. What else? IQ. The whiteboard is easy for you to use, right? Please nod your heads if it is. Those who are often in videos and cameras. Suman, is it okay, the whiteboard? Oh, now I left Suman too. Okay, then. Okay, IQ is intelligence. Yes, it's a very obvious term. Okay, thank you, Mogi. We come back now to then our screen again. Sorry for this. Yes. Now then, IQ was very, IQ was very easy. It's intelligence. Now we have defined EQ and IQ together, right? As we see, let's see the main point here. EQ was what? Emotional, right? And IQ was logical. And at this time, I hope you could dig into yourself while you were watching the marshmallow experiment video, putting yourself in the shoes of these 4-year-old kids. Now, let's imagine you are in this experiment right now, the marshmallow experiment. We are talking about EQ right now, okay? After a long day, although it's the second day, but it is first day this week, right? After a long day of learning and excitement, still to go some 4 hours, right? After the session. A coffee is offered, or a cigarette, as you wish. Would you wait? Or would you instantly drink your coffee or go to a smoking room? Is that clear? Now you know where your EQ level is, okay? Then let's go to IQ. IQ was very obvious. There is one word for IQ, intelligence. But what IQ is? If you're not eager into all those online IQ tests, we could now together check your IQ levels right now. You can divide your mental age into your biological age, multiplied by 100. You know, we all have two ages, the mental age and the biological age. Do you have any problems with this calculation? If not, then please get your calculators on your phones or whatever. And please make this calculation right now. Let's make it together. FYI, if your IQ now, based on this calculation, if your IQ is above 100, then your IQ level is above average. And if your IQ level is below 100, then your IQ is below average, okay? Now, while preparing for this session, me and my hubby have been trying this very calculation at home. And very interestingly, my hubby's IQ was 136, while mine was 71. And by the end, we have come to an interesting conclusion, which is not listed in any psychological book or research, is that the higher the mental age, the higher the IQ is, while the younger the mental age, the EQ is high. So let us see together in the comments again. Please write down in the comment section what your IQ result was. Let's see together in the comment section, in the chat. How was your IQ? Natural was 101. Sorry, where is the smile? Yes. How to know let's start with the question. Okay, how to know the mental age? You know, for example, you are at the moment 30 years old. But deep down, you feel yourself like 20, or you feel like you're an old soul, right? In this case, if you're an old soul, then your mental age is like 40 or above, or 45. If you feel like you're still young, you're still 16, then your mental age is 16, okay? Now, let's see them again. Natural is 116, which means above average. Great. Others? You have any difficulty to calculate? Okay, then it's 76. Yes, Bilik, it's 76, and you are a very high EQ person, which means, you know, the creativity, the hot-blooded EQ type, okay? It's not bad, it's not good, it's great, okay? It's just you, unique. Others, what are your numbers? Now, Muki, I have a difficulty in giving a rating for my mental age. Uh-oh, okay, then we can discuss it, my dear, after the session, okay? But it could also be the same, okay? You must be around 16, Muki, maybe. Okay, then do you agree with this calculation? Now, Suman agrees on Muki 20. Okay, great. So now you can talk in PM, right? Now we shall continue with our session now. Thank you for all your activities, active participation. Now, as you know, we will come back to EQ and IQ this slightly later. Okay, now we all know, as you know, our brains work differently, right? Right brain versus left brain. Do you know which brainer are you? Then let's check together. And in the end, we will merge these two tests. Okay, the IQ test and the brain test. Okay, now let's stand up now. Unless you are listening to me while you are walking outside. Let's stand up. Let's switch the cameras on and let's stand up. Okay, then let's stand up and let's cross your, okay, I see except someone. I see all of you stood up. Now let's cross your hands. As you see, for example, like this, as you see in the picture, or like this, okay? Cross your hands and check which of your hand is above your other hand. For example, my hand is on my left hand is above the other hand.
My right hand is above.
Which hand?
Yes, right hand.
Okay. Now then, let's turn the hands, change the hands. How do you feel? I feel somewhat uncomfortable. Okay, then let's move back. Put into the original situation. Home sweet home. Feel like you're home again.
Yes.
Great. Thank you so much, dears. Now you could sit back. I mean, what? It's up to you. You could stand up. It's up to you, but your choice. Now, at this point, I would like to have 3 participants to hear your feelings in live. Okay. Please raise your hands if your right hand was above. We get the first person to push on the raise hand button. Okay, your right hand was above. Who was this? The first one. Okay, then Bilig. Mugi, can you please open Bilig's mic, and we'll hear her feeling, how it felt.
Mm-hmm.
Well, generally I make like this, right on the left, and when I did that, it's not my hands.
Great, thank you so much.
Something strange.
Yes, which means you are left brainer, right?
Left brain. Okay, got it. Thank you.
Bilig?
Huh?
Did you know about this before, that you are a left brainer?
Left brainer.
Yes.
Actually, yes. That's why I'm working on my brain, right brain,
Okay.
for so many years.
On your personal branding, right? Being
But it's not natural.
Great, thank you, Bilig. By the way, Bilig was our first last week's presenter of the personal branding session. Okay, thank you, Bilig.
Thank you.
Words off by the end. Okay. Now the second person with the right hand on above.
Will I try? Yeah. Mine
Right.
was right hand upstairs.
Yes,
Right.
great, Sumana. How did you feel it?
I feel like very light when I put my right hand, and when I came back, then I feel so awkward. So I feel comfortable in right hand.
Great. And do you agree with this little activity that
Yeah.
you know about that you were a right brainer before?
No, I didn't know. I just knew now.
Now,
So, yeah.
how your IQ was what? Did you
I mean,
calculate?
it was good. IQ was good.
No, I mean I need numbers. How was your IQ?
My numbers, it's a out of 10?
Huh?
Out of 10?
No, it must be below or above 100.
IQ.
IQ, yes. Did you calculate with us?
Yeah, that means it's I think in a range of 100.
Okay, okay. Then you agree that your IQ, you knew your IQ is high.
Yeah.
Great. Then, our calculation met each other, right? Thank you so much for your participation. And now our last participant, whose both hands were comfortable, both, regardless of it was left or right. Do we have that one? Your both hands were comfortable. Okay. Since we have no raised hands, which means we have not that person. By the way, both hands covered at the top. Yes, Mogi, both. By the way, Timmy was left on the top, which means a EQ-centered person. Okay, okay, not you. Okay, okay then. In this case, I would tell you since we have no such case, this case would be the genius case. Both brains have developed equally, which means they could be both emotional and logical at the time. Okay, so now we've come to conclusion that EQ stands for mind, right? Brain, sorry, yes, mind, and IQ stands for brain. Now, right brainers will change the world. Have you heard about this myth before? Right brainers on the worldwide scale, there was this understanding that right brainers are the genius-minded persons, people. I repeat, there was. Why? We've come to the conclusion that the right brain is the right, Suman, is responsible for IQ, while the left one is responsible for EQ, like Billy, right? The great people. Now, in April this year, almost 3 months ago, there was the TogetherNet 24H event organized by JCI Finland. And there, one research has been introduced, which says that we are living in the age of imagination. Even the Mars has come closer, right? And as our today's event is about to, right? Together, future, forward. As simple it is, those hard-skilled guys are out of order now already. Sorry, someone, not you, but it's in general, compared to the soft-skilled ones, which means there is a war between EQ and IQ. Then why this global myth has become global myth? Which one is the original one? EQ stands for mind, as we said before, while IQ stands for brain. The same story goes with the chicken and egg. Which one came, first? The same. So which one is the superior, the brain or mind, EQ or IQ? Now our mindset is facing the need to change based on the circumstances. For example, during this pandemic period, everything goes online, like we are today, right? We never have dreamt about joining JCI global events online before, because now our brain is evolving. We are here, more than 10 participants from, I don't know, from 5 or 6 different countries, but there are people watching on Facebook Live from so many. As according to participants list, we have participants from 133 countries, including Mongolia. So the idea is that EQ replaces IQ itself, shows that our brain changes every time we face challenges like this COVID situation, okay? But how? Now we have seen on the whiteboard the comparison between EQ and IQ, right? Mogi, can we see that the whiteboard again? Can it be saved or Mogi? Can we see the comparison of EQ and IQ again? Great. Now we have seen this we have defined EQ and IQ. And now if we are trying to compare this EQ and IQ, we will see how left brainers and right brainers will work, right? As we see now for EQ, we have only now, who added the logic? Now it's time. It's already time's up here, so someone up here, okay? Now for for EQ, we have how many definitions? 4 definitions, while for IQ, we have 2 definitions, all right? What does it tell to you? Now, Mogi, thank you. Coming back to our screen. What does it tell you when you have 4 EQ skills and 2 IQ skills?
Clear what EQ is.
Yes, what EQ is and what IQ is. And now at this point, by comparing the definitions of EQ and IQ, we have come to one and only message, right? Again, their resilience. Now, why resilience is important is that EQ eats IQ, meaning, for example, on the left side, you see the basic 6 skills IQ has, right? Suman, you agree with it, goal formation, research, and strategizing tactics, right? While EQ-centered people are eating all these 6 skills and creating a complex skill set. You see here on the right side, right? Now, can you now see the resilience, right? Now, if our time allows, we have come to the first part, I mean the main part of our session, okay? And as I said before, the Stanford professors and all the researchers around the world have proven that this one skill, the resilience, have been proved to be one and only skill. So, and the good news is, whatever age you are, if you could not develop the skill in your early childhood, you could do it now, okay? And don't worry, be happy. So be kind to yourself, be kind to your mind. We have to love ourselves, because if we don't love ourselves, no one will love us, okay? And unless we love ourselves, our emotions, this emotion ladder will be bigger and bigger, and one day we will exploit like a bomb. You want that? To exploit like a bomb. You yell at your loved ones. I am sure no one wants that to anyone, to your loved ones, okay? And unfortunately, there is this common case in Asia that children are very reserved, reverted or introverted from the moment of their birth, right? Is that correct, Suman? Maybe in Nepal or Bangladesh or India, the same case. Now, in case of Mongolia, the World Health Organization has been researching the background of this issue, why these people are so introverted or so closed when they come to the society, to the community. The reason was that in Mongolia, for example, the newborn babies have been not dressed. They have been put in a blanket, like, I don't know, like a ball. They just, convert them into a blanket. And there is no freedom, right? No freedom to express their feelings. And later they become very kind of aggressive and kind of introverted people later. If you wish, you may want to check the French documentary Babies from 2010, where one Mongolian, one Japanese, one Namibian, and one American kid's life is showing how they are treated, okay, how their emotions are treated as well. And again, as for my personal experience, I have a baby, like 1 year old now, baby boy, and I tried not to follow the tradition. I have dressed him like, like French moms do. And very surprisingly, now my baby boy is very expressive. Thank you so much. Very expressive in his emotions. You cannot tell. Now he's like an adult. He's killing us with his, he's not talking right now, but he's killing us, well, my husband and us, with his, with his side. He just so expressive, his emotions. And I would like to encourage young moms to take very seriously this issue. And I'm sure in Asia, in some degree, this issue occurs as well. For your own sake and for your children's sake, okay? Now, as we are running out of time, I will skip the, how many time do we have now? 10 minutes, is that correct, Suman? We have now 10 minutes, so I will, okay, thank you. I will skip the theoretical part. Maybe you all know about the 5 basic understandings of EQ, of what emotional intelligence is, very shortly. This term has been defined by Daniel Goleman in 1995. You could research it later, okay, if you wish. And for the empathy, here we see the other awareness part is empathy, and this empathy skill is now listed on the top of the skills in Fortune 5 countries worldwide. So I would give you this tip to dig deeper into this empathy skill, okay? Most importantly. And as for the sharing some potential uses, there are many tips and tools to learn how to manage your emotions. But the one thing I would tell you is love yourself and love yourself. And finally, get sleep, get your rest, sleep well. Only if you lose your sleep cycle, your mental health would be nothing. Your EQ would be nothing. All your efforts to handle your emotions would be nothing, okay? And again, as we have no time, I'll give you some homework. Is that okay with you? Take 3 homework today. And we are almost done here, okay? So now first, identify your intention. By putting your goal on paper, not on your pad or on your phone, okay, on paper. I would give you colored papers if I be here at the near you, but let's say write down 10 goals for the next week. See how many of them achieved by the end of this week, and see the pattern of this achieving goals by the coming weeks, okay? And you will see what's your intention. Secondly, identify your attention by making a promise. If you promised yourself to quit smoking, then quit, okay? This is easy. And lastly, identify your attitude by making a list of your hot buttons, meaning what circumstances make you stress. You know, when your wife or husband says this or that, you get on your hot button, this or that way, okay? You know yourself better than anyone else, so please work on yourself. Identify these 3 points when you have time, okay, after this event is closed. Because the reason you should practice all this is your actions have impacts, both positive and negative. In order to avoid these negative impacts, mostly, you need to remember that people will forget what you have done or said to someone, but they will never forget what you made them feel, okay? If you make someone feel bad, they will never forget, or they might even hate you, okay? And in order to avoid these circumstances or cases, professors at Yale University have defined a very easy tool to manage your emotions. And I would like to take this right now. You just remember it, okay? Do you know the green light at the on the roads? This method is called the green light method. Red light, yellow light, green light. What do you do at red light? Stop, right? Whenever your emotion comes out, you stop. Think. Recognize your emotion. What has happened? Why do I react this way or that way? And what comes next? Yellow light. What do you do on yellow light? Prepare, right? Prepare to move. Prepare your thoughts. Consider choose the options that are not harmful, nor to you, nor the others, okay? And lastly, what do we do? On green, go. But go with the right option, okay? Go when you are positive. Go with the right actions. And finally, from my personal side, I have 3, so to say, recommendations or advices that have been proven throughout my personal and professional life. Now, first of all, is have self-irony. Those who have this self-irony, people are considered to be considered to have a very strong personality. Thank you for the music, Arya. We are still not finished yet. 5 minutes. I am sure our Japanese friends will watch later, although they are not here today right now. There is this Aikido case, Aikido negotiation skill in Japan, meaning that when someone pushes you, you push back, but not harming anyone else, not yourself, not the others. Okay, pushing back using the humor, putting some humor into that push back. Okay. Secondly, you have positive emotions. Try to have always positive emotions. I know it's hard. I know you cannot always smile. You have some difficult times, but try very hard to be positive at all times. Okay. For this, you can use the the secret method. Whatever comes to you, whatever thoughts come to your mind, those will be your actions, right? And use the secret method if you will, or the mirror case. Okay. You smile at the mirror, then the smile comes back from the mirror to you, right? If only you could resist these times, these hard times with positivity, then your EQ functions well. This is the key takeaway also too, okay? And lastly, give it down. Leave your problem, not your life or wife, okay? Just give it down for the moment. whenever you have the negative thought or any problem, okay? Best tip for this tip is check the 2019 New York Times bestseller book by Mark Manson, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, okay? Just give it down and leave the problem out there. Whenever you are positive, you may come back to the problem, but maybe the problem would be solved at that time, okay? So then what does it mean when it comes to business EQ? It's IQ. Remember the comparison between EQ and IQ? We have done together, right? But then as a result, EQ includes in the top list of the most needed skills to be a good employee or to be a good, even the employer, okay? Now, where is our IQ? Not even listed in the slides. We have lost our IQ, but instead of IQ, now we have the AQ, right? As we know it as adversity quotient. The ability to adapt very quickly. Again, remember the robots case, right? Robots are here, AQs are using AI using robots, but still robots have this, this gap. They don't know, they cannot do, right? So here we have come to our recap. As we unfortunately have run out of time, let us recap very quickly in the switching on your mics, okay? Last choice to hear your voices, okay? Please say in one word, what have you understood from this session? One word, very quickly. We have 3 minutes left. What have you understood from this session? Recap very quickly. Difference. Yes, so someone, okay, then we go on chat session, okay? Maybe it's easier for our friends in here. Okay, then difference. Let the emotions go out when they want, right? Correct. Of EQ and IQ. Great, thank you. Billy, thank you. Kumati, manage our emotions. Yes, EQ, it's IQ, yes. So yes, what else? One word, not sentences, one word. Okay, then thank you, Mogi. There is no need of IQ anymore, great. Thank you then for Mogi. Can we switch to by IQ? Yes. Yes, and then let me summarize. You have summarized quite well. So we just summarize our points in here, okay? So as you recall, I wanted to take you one thing from today's session, which is what? Patience or resilience, right? Then please be resilient and patient with yourself and with others, okay? And be prepared for the constant changes in these turbulent times, okay? AQ is coming, robots are coming. And finally, remember that street smart is the new what? The new sexy. So be street smart, okay? Say goodbye to IQ and be street smart. And for those who are maybe interested to dig more deeper, I have 3 my handbooks. Okay, first one is this one, the brain. Can you see the image? Okay, you can find these two, the first two, in any English shop. I guess you have local English shops, right? The Daniel Goleman. Once you read these two, you are quite good in EQs. Okay, and for our Mongolian friends who are also joining us, there's in only 2020, the first Mongolian doctor has researched the EQ topic and has his book, his PhD research work has been published in book. Okay, this was for our Mongolian friends now. Unfortunately, we have no time for our Q&A part, but if you would have any questions or comments, please feel free to contact me on LinkedIn profile or on the contacts shown on the slide, okay? And I sincerely hope this 1 hour session, which was very fast, was valuable to you. And thank you so much for being with us. And for APTC, thank you for letting us this opportunity to learn and grow together. And thank you, Suman, for great cooperation today, and all our participants, active participants, okay? Please fill out the satisfaction survey, which will be in the comments right now. And my name is Undarkh, and if you would have, I am at your service anytime, okay? And lastly, thank you for our fellow trainer, Mugi and Bilik. We had a long discussion today before the session. And now, please, Mugi, name us the best participant, the MVP of our session, who will get the nice surprise from myself, okay, from our institute. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Thank you so much, Undarkh, for a wonderful session and letting us know about all about in and out of EQ and IQ. I'm sure everyone enjoyed today. I personally learned and enjoy a lot from today's session. So we are now end of the today's session. Thank you so much, Undarkh. Altangerel, 2020 JCI Mongolia Development Council officer and trainer from Mongolia. And thank you all the participation joining us today in JCI PDC.